What's happening, Detroit? Guess who it is? Actually in the studio. Welcome to it. This is DR 2020 for November 7th, 2019. But I am your host for today, Damien L. Butler. But I am lucky today. I have a special guest in studio with me. I'm not going to be talking. You're not going to hear my voice the whole time. I will be talking the whole time. You're going to hear my voice the whole time. I am joined by someone that's a special dude to me, a special guy that's been putting in a lot of hard work. He is a man of the people, a young entrepreneur, a young leader, a difference maker in the community. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Mr. Daivon Reeder to the DR 2020.
What's up, Detroit? What's up? Thanks for having me. I'm really excited. I've been trying to get involved, get here for a minute, and now I'm finally here with Butler. I'm so excited about the show.
Well, welcome to it, man. I'm glad we were able to put it together and make it happen. You know, good things come to those who wait. So I talk about Reeder being a man of the people, a young entrepreneur. He's doing all kinds of great things. This show is not enough time to highlight everything he's doing because by the time we go through it, he will definitely be on somebody's 30 under 30 real soon. But y'all can check him out on the gram. Look him up at Daivon Reeder, DAIVONREEDER. So we're gonna talk about a few things today. We're gonna call this episode DR 20 something.
I like that.
DR 20 something because we talk about the seasoned dudes. I'm one of the two. Those that can see on Roku, check me out. I got my T-shirt on. It says Elders. That's me. I'm not old. I'm just an elder. But I got a young man in here that has a perspective of the millennial edition, the millennial generation that are doing things, and they're doing good things. They do them in different ways, and they may not always jive with the way your parents or my parents may think. But we're gonna cover a few issues and get the younger man's perspective. We're gonna start this thing out with the social media moment. We were sitting and talking before we came on air, and I'm sure everybody has seen this. As the man himself put it, this travesty of I can't even go any further. We're talking about T.I. and this idea of him taking his daughter to the gynecologist to check, to make sure she's still a virgin. That's a little far-fetched. I mean, especially at 18 years old. I mean, I hope that me being a father of daughters, raising girls and having probably more female mentees than male mentees, that I've been able to set an example of how to make good decisions and, understand long-term what the ramifications of, doing crazy things and, getting pregnant before you're ready to have kids does to you, does for you. But as my daughters move out, man, these are your decisions now.
I just think it's weird. Like, it's like you can describe it in a lot of ways, but it's just weird because it's like an invasion of privacy. Then it's like, do you trust yourself as a parent? Like, are you like second guessing like how you raise your kids? Like, cause you like what you said. Like, I know I raised my kids to make good decisions. So it's like if you know you raised them to make good decisions, I just think that's weird. I think a conversation could go a lot farther than that, though. That's weird to me.
I mean, I'm sure they've had the conversation, but I saw some other stuff on a couple of people's stories about it. It got real twisted. It was like he allowed his sons can have sex, but his daughters can't. But young girls shouldn't be out there having sex, and his sons can't be gay. So they got if young women shouldn't be having sex, but young men can have sex, who would young men having sex with?
Yeah,
like that. You just opening up a whole mess of
that toxic mentality of like probably like that, having that toxic masculinity, like like that's what boys supposed to do type thing.
Okay, I mean,
I was seeing some though, like some people were saying like that's him being a good father, that's him making sure that she's taking care of herself, which I still think was a reach. Like, it's other ways.
I agree because I have one, I've never taken my daughter to the gynecologist before. My wife has always taken care of that for the family. which I'm extremely thankful for, because there's a lot of things I just don't understand. But you know, and it's a lot of conversations that would just be different with me. But it still comes down to being able to help your children make good decisions and understand the value of what's going on. I mean, you don't want your daughter to be, you know, the neighborhood floozy. I mean, and you know, nobody, you don't want that.
Of course, yeah.
I mean, you know, you've heard the comedians talk about you get the phone call, you caught the kids in the closet. Which parent do you want to be? I mean, I'm the parent of a girl. Thank God that I've never gotten that call, but of girls. But it's still, I mean, I understand wanting to protect, you know, wanting to protect your child, but that for me, it's just a control issue. And I think I have a problem with people trying to control other people, and it's like you're doing too much.
I feel sorry for her though in two aspects, because here you are, you're a grown up. She's in college, so now you're in college classes, and you are the trending topic of Twitter and Instagram, and everybody looking at you like, what? Now, and what if you didn't want nobody to know that? Now everybody knows that you haven't had sex and that your dad take you here. And then I know when I was younger, even before I became sexually active, right? And the doctor would say, "Have you had sex? Are you sexually active in front of my mom?" I'd be like, "No." Even though I don't have nothing to hide, I'm still like, you get that feeling in your stomach, like, what? Like, that's just uncomfortable to have that conversation. Like, so I feel bad for her. I couldn't imagine being her right now. That would suck right now.
Yeah, I didn't look at it from the trending standpoint.
That would suck. You literally in college and everybody's talking about your vagina. That would suck.
I mean, but it sets you up for, you know, that dude, that one dude that there's always that dude that thinks he's the one. He's the conquistador. He's gonna be you're gonna be his conquest, and you know what I'm saying? I'm about to get T.I.'s daughter.
Yeah.
See, and that just takes it to another. I will break a dude's face. I will try to break a dude's face. But
you gotta look at it on the other end. That might push her more over the limit to like, well, not everybody know. It don't matter, you know, or like, I'm a rebel, you know.
And that's I've heard. I actually was listening to a radio this morning on the way to work, and that was the issue. It was like, okay, now, you know, once she get out from under your reach, she gonna go buck wild.
Yeah.
But then it took a completely different turn. It's like, yo, you going to the wrong doctor. She said you need to go to the dentist or the proctologist. It took me a minute to figure out what she was talking about, but
yeah, because that's what I was seeing too. Like, it's kind of ignorant for him to say that, because you know you can't. It's other ways.
I mean,
yeah.
So I hope that social media moment never comes to be a moment that I have to deal with in person.
You hope it don't hit home.
Oh man.
Yeah. But I'm happy I don't have to deal with that. I'm happy. Well, I got a little sister, but we have open conversations, so I don't have to worry about, like, I don't know.
Man, it's one. Nobody wants to be that dude.
Yeah.
Or not in this case. You know, nobody wants to be that girl. You know, that people do what they do, but you still, you know, even the little chick that everybody knows, she still want to have her little privacy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? She don't want, if you put her out there like that, she gonna come back at you and talk about how weak you were, how this, that, and you gonna have to. That's gonna be a battle, but it's still, it is especially at 18, and she's a young lady in the world, and she's a celebrity, so people know who she is.
And she's pretty. I didn't know she was that fine. She's fine.
She wanted. I don't know. I know pretty. He has a bunch of kids, so is this one of the OMG girls?
I don't know if she wanted OMG girl. I don't keep up with celebrity lives, but it was just like, it's so hard to miss. Like, you know, everybody's talking about it. Everybody I saw. But I just, like, when I seen her, I'm like, let me see who this is, and I looked, I'm like, oh, this girl's beautiful. You know, like, she's actually pretty.
I mean, he kind of put a target on her back.
Exactly, because now if I'm at that college, it's like,
see that dude, just that quick. See?
Oh, that's who you are.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Let me come on. You know what? Come on. Let's talk about it. How you feel? You know what? That's messed up with your dad. And, you know,
it's okay. Come here. I want to go to the doctor with you. Like.
And that's the problem. You ain't trying to go to the doctor. But so, make good decisions. You know what I'm saying? Make good decisions. But parents have to make good decisions, and children have to make good decisions.
Balance,
I mean,
for sure.
But your children. I mean, up to this point, has she made good decisions? I mean, let her you gotta let grown-ups be grown.
Yeah.
At a certain age, you have to see what your children are capable of doing.
Because you don't know if she's making these good decisions because she's scared that you're gonna find out, or just because she raised. Because you raised her. You haven't even gave her a chance to go out there and explore, to make mistakes and learn from them.
I mean, his sons. I mean, I don't. And that's another. I mean, just looking at it from, not wanting to put a target or bring attention to my children. Now his sons, her brothers, are catching it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Now, even if his friends weren't trying to go at her, now they got fuel to start going.
That's true.
It's like, and everybody, no matter who it is, if somebody told me, yo, man, your sister, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. What's up with your sister? So you laughing because you know.
I just thought of so many things. Like, I heard this,
Like, yo, man. And now you ready to fight, and I don't know, clickbait or just being who he is, or.
I think that's a wife's job or a mom's job. Like, you shouldn't.
I agree.
I wouldn't jump inside it. Like, when it comes to having to talk or things like that with my sister, I text my sister like, hey, you need to come talk to her because I can't do it. I need you to have this conversation.
It's like that, and I mean but he and Tiny are in the house together. It's not like he's not in the house and they co-parenting there. They're doing it. So
I think it hit different too when it comes from a woman because they know
they've
been through what you're going through.
Because it comes across as a control mechanism. Mm-hmm. It's like I'm not trying to be controlled, and so T.I. is
he's a character.
I don't know. Is he making music?
Here and there. I don't think he had like a banger in a minute, but he.
So is this his way to stay relevant in the news?
I don't know if it's that. I think he was just doing an interview and he had a vulnerable moment, and social media.
So he part of it was him talking about I protect my daughter. I make sure I know for sure. I know what's going on in my house type of thing. Okay. Well. You gotta trust, man. You gotta have some trust in your life.
Trust but verify? Is he verifying a little too much?
Hey, man,
maybe he trying to make sure.
I guess. I mean, there are conversations I've had with my wife about my daughter. That's like, really? That what? Mm-hmm. And my wife would be like, "Where were you? What do you mean? How did I miss that?"
Yeah.
But she has under control. So it's like, I don't have sons. I have a lot of nephews, but. It's different being dad and being uncle. So.
I say, just update me later. Just
let me know what you need. But
let me know when it gets serious.
I'm also not the kind of person that needs that kind of control. Mm-hmm. I don't need that much input to what's going on. It's like, just keep everybody safe and let me know what I need to do to keep y'all safe. But all right, T.I. and T.I.'s daughter. Good luck to y'all. I hope this isn't detrimental. I hope y'all can laugh about it later, and extol the virtues of purity for a long time.
I think it's Hollywood. I think it'll be gone. We'll be talking about somebody else's sex life in another week.
As long as it's not mine. As long as it's not mine. That's my one thing now. We don't need to talk about that. That's like my off limit subject.
Yeah.
Because you don't need to be looking at people. You don't need to be trying to peep in my window. So.
I just don't. I think it'll be hard to be a celebrity and raise a family. Like being a leader and being a celebrity, it would be hard.
Yeah, because I think people target you out of ignorance. Yeah. Not even. It's just because they can. And especially now with social media, everything is wide open. I mean, you can reach out to. I mean, like I said, you just reach out.
But you can be careful too. Like, I think now that technology evolving, like you gotta evolve in the way you move because, like, if you know that's how people moving, like you shouldn't be putting stuff out there like that. Because if he didn't even have to bring that up. It could have, and we would have never been talking about this. Nobody would have known that he was a control freak like that. Like, nobody would have known that you scheduled a doctor while you scheduling the clown for the party. Nobody knows that. But you put it out there.
I mean, to each their own, but nah.
That was a funny part. I know it's not funny,
mommy's
but
job.
That was a funny part to me when he was like, when we do the birthday parties, we schedule an appointment the next day. Like, so it's like, that's your birthday gift.
So he was just, I mean, he was, I saw it all on social media. I didn't see any YouTube clips on Instagram. I just saw people talking about him and calling him all kinds of crazy inhuman or this murder. I was like, man.
It was a reach. It was a reach, the things they was calling him, but yeah.
But it still goes to it in a bigger picture. It's like you just have like the reproductive laws in the country. You got men or people who can't have babies anymore, because like the one I remember the most is Mississippi passed an abortion, like basically made abortion illegal, and there was 6 men and a 75-year-old woman on that. The woman was, yes, I'm speaking for women, but you ain't having no more babies. Yeah. So this is not even a problem that you're gonna have. But it's like people that don't have anything to do with the problem they're trying to solve. Yeah. Being in the middle of this.
That's what I was thinking today, because this little viral thing of this mom. She was like pulling her son out and like whooping him and yelling at him. She was like in his face, like calling him the N-word and all this. So I'm like, and people's like, that's bad parenting. Like that's bad. I'm like, I got my opinion, but if the kid not being hurt, like I'm not gonna speak on it, because I'm not a parent. I can't tell, so that's not my job to have an opinion about something that does not have anything to do with me, unless it's like come to like the danger of welfare, so I want to speak on abortion because I don't know. It's just not my job to have anything say so about another person's body. I can't tell you, no, you can't do that.
I mean, I don't believe in it, but I'm not gonna sit in like, you can't do this. We have conversations about that at work quite a bit, and it becomes political. Like Republicans are against abortion, Democrats, they basically say Democrats are for any and everything. But
open-minded.
I don't have a heaven hell to put you in.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna put myself or anyone close to me in that situation. But if that's what you choose to do, then when the day of judgment comes, you got to answer for that. They're not gonna be like, yo, why'd you let Damien talk you into? Damien ain't got nothing to do with it. So
yeah.
I mean, there's a certain level of mind your business there, mind your business, and then. If they say it to me like that, it's gonna be a problem. But there's a certain level of okay.
Yeah.
It's good luck. Good luck. But with that, in that same vein, as a leader of an organization, there are things that are done that reflect on you as the leader. How do you deal with that? How do you deal with people that are going, or not even? They may have not gone out of bounds or against the vision or the path of the business. But how do you keep people in line as a leader?
I think I don't know. I'm learning, so I feel like as a leader, I'm always trying to grow, and I think the best part about being a leader is giving the opportunity to make new leaders. So like I might have somebody who this is the way we supposed to do things. This is the way I want this done. And this person might come with a brand new fresh idea, and I'm like, no, that's not how we used to do it. But it took me a long time to realize, like, just because that's not how we used to do it don't mean we can't do it that way, And if I'm trusting this person to be in leadership, I got to step back and let them lead. So with that, as far as like, I don't really set like this is a left, right. So this is a left, right. As long as you within these limits, you can do however you want to do, right? And then I think the best thing now for me is I just have conversations. Like, what were you thinking? Like, why are you doing that? Not more of a like chastising, but more of a let me see your point of view. And I feel like that has got me a lot further than like, hey, that's wrong and you need to fix it now. Because when you do that, you get that pushback like, wait, why is it wrong? And I'm like, I don't need to tell you why it's wrong. It's just wrong. Fix it. And I realized you can't be like that with everybody.
Mm-hmm. So in the introduction, I said a man of the people. I did miss that you're an educator.
Yes. Yes.
A former commissioned Army officer. So all of those leadership aspects, everything is a teachable moment. Mm-hmm. And there are things that you got to let people do what they need to do. So finding also that I guess I did mention the founder of the nation, a national mentor organization with schools throughout the Detroit metro area in 3 states across the country. Mm-hmm. So what are the leadership lessons you learned from building that network? Because we need to say that you have not done it by yourself, but you are one of the leaders.
Yeah, I've definitely had a lot of help along the way with a lot of my brothers, even some of the newer guys, just coming in and jumping right in. But a lot of leadership lessons I learned. You mean like my whole leadership career, or just like
Just
with the nation?
just if I mean the nation is right now, but
Yeah.
leading up to right now and how it goes forward.
I would say each part of my each thing that I've done, like, and I've been a leader, and has taught me something different. You know, like I was even start to ROTC, like I always thought, like, if you the best or you good at something, you got talents, it's gonna come to you. Like, people gonna see you. So I was listening, like, one of the podcasts y'all were saying, leaders are born, they're not created, or when y'all have that debate, right?
I said leaders are made. You're chosen.
Yeah.
You have the traits, but until somebody recognizes it.
Yeah, so I was thinking about that, like in ROTC, like I didn't think, like I always thought I was a leader, but before certain people came, knock knock, certain people came, like nobody gave me that chance to show my leadership skills, so I didn't get a chance to show them. So I learned from there, like, you might be a leader, but if nobody sees you, if you're not putting that extra step in, you're not going that extra mile, even when nobody's paying attention to you, you won't be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And putting that work, like, do that. The things that you would do when you're in front, you got to do it when you're behind. That was a big thing that I learned, because, like, when I was young, it's like, if I ain't in charge, I'm just chilling. I'm about to just sit back and ride this wave. Y'all do y'all work. If you need help, I'm going to help you. But then I realized, like, you got to be that same person you would be in the front, in the back.
It's a level of consistency.
Yeah, because, and then, I mean, as far as, I think the Army, the Army just taught me, like, life ain't fair. Things ain't fair. You just got to keep pushing, especially being in charge. Like, I can't complain because it's not fair, and I got 30 people looking up to me to see, like, what's going on. I gotta, all right, it ain't fair. Turn around. All right, y'all, let's go get this done. You can't complain. Can't like gripe and moan. You just gotta get it done. I think school teaching, being a school teacher, gave me, like, just patience. Like, I would have to say the same thing 4 or 5 times, and, like, when I first started, I would go every day. I'm like, man, I'm about to go to the bar. I need some shots. I need some drinks. Like, I am frustrated, right? And now it's like, after time, I would just have to learn, like, just take a step back, and just relax. Like, sometimes it's all right just to breathe first. So I'll breathe and then make a decision, And I think a lot of people make decisions, and you coach me on this a lot, out of emotions. For a long time, I was just making decisions just based on how I feel, and I'm like, that's bad leadership. That's horrible leadership. Like, yeah, you want your heart in it, but, like, I wasn't thinking, like what would make this, what's the best decision moving forward, rather than, like, what's gonna make me feel good right now. Like, what should I do right now? How should I respond to things? I would respond to things out of passion, like, don't yell at me because I'm a man, but really, like, here you are, a little kid that's just hurt, and you just need you ain't never had no grown man talk to you and show you that you care, and that's all you need. So those things, and then the nation just taught me that, I think the nation just taught me that it's so many different ways to lead.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's just different people. Like, even, like, it's just so many different ways, and people come from all backgrounds to be leaders, and you don't know, like that whole team thing. Like, like, I'm good by myself, but I'm great with my brothers. Like, I'm great. I know, like, I suck at this, but they're great at this, and I know I'm not good at that, and they're good at that. Like, and that's what I like about the nation, that we can all bring that together. And then the whole, like, if this leadership style not working for this person, I'm like, hey, bro, I can't get to him. I need you to call this dude up, get him to do this. And he tried, like, all right, he got it done. We good. And that's not me running away. That's just me using my resources. That's me knowing, like, I can't get across to him, so let me try somebody else. And then that person might not. We just go through the ringer. And then if you go through all the leadership styles and you just not getting it, we got to figure that out, But, yeah, I think those are the lessons, because I try to, like I tell you, I try to take everything from everything I do, so it won't be like a waste of time. Like, I'm getting something out of it.
Everything is a learning moment. It's a teachable moment. Because, I mean, dealing with people and in the classroom, being in the classroom is huge. And then dealing with, because it's like, you look at kids a lot different than I look at kids.
Yeah.
I mean, high school, we're both in the high school classroom, but it's like a certain level of patience coming from a military organization, where when I walk in the room, everybody knows.
Yeah. The
kids know, but just like, and Okay.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it today. I'm cold. I'm sick. I don't feel. No, man. Get it together. So it's a matter of just knowing how to slow it down and deal with different people. And it's funny that you say it's like you're good by yourself, but you're great, with your brothers, and that's key, because one of the things for me about leadership is you have to be able to tie in to other people. I mean, I talk about my definition is straight out of the Army 6-22.
We talked about this a few times.
But that's it. I mean, you can't. I can't find a better definition that doesn't mention influence, motivation, completing the mission, getting results, and the biggest thing is that improvement piece.
Yeah.
So when you teach a lesson and somebody else can walk away from you and either now that was gonna walk away from you happy. I mean, there have been times there's like, yo, and there's it's always a challenge, because I mean there was a few times we talked about, it's like there were some things you asked me to do and it's like, all right, do this, and in the back of my mind it's like, all right, I'm done, he ain't doing that.
Yeah. But
then you come back to me and it's done. It's like,
yeah.
All right, so now I got to step up and continue to go on. But it's that influence, that connection, and being able to improve the situation and make it better. And with teenagers, it does take time. It really doesn't click with them until it clicks. Yeah. And there's no telling when that click happens.
Can I ask you something though? Because this is something I was thinking about. Like how you said, like, you would tell me and you would think it's done and I'll do it. How do you know, like, who's worth like putting the work into? Like, how do you distinguish that? Like, because sometimes you might have those knuckleheads who just might be too far gone, but some that you can pull back in. How do you decide that?
You don't know. You just have to. You have to go out on faith to say, okay, this is the person I'm going to do my best to help. And just like it doesn't click until it clicks. It may never click in front of your face, but they come back and be like, yo, Mr. Reeder, what you told me was spot on, and I understand it now, and now I can teach it, and that's 3 years, or next grading period or whatever it is. Seniors from last year may come back and be like, you told me, and you may not even remember having this conversation, and they be like, that was it. So it's. I mean, there are times when, I mean, we're human, so we do run out of patience in certain situations, but at the same time, you just kind of continue to put forth the energy and the effort and be consistent in who you are, because you never know who's watching. Yeah. Because they see, my niece put on her story the other day, she's like, these kids know my whole schedule, and I don't remember telling them anything. Because somebody invited her somewhere, and another kid, one student was like, will you come, I don't know, come to my birthday party. And the little kid was like, she can't go to your birthday party because she goes here on Tuesday night. He's like, what? How do you know what I'm doing on Tuesday? But they're watching. So even if they're a knucklehead, your voice, they're hearing your voice at the right time. So for me, it's an act of faith. It's a constant act of faith, but staying, true to what I'm trying to be, and I'm trying to multiply leaders. And everybody doesn't lead the way I want them to lead. Everybody doesn't learn the way I want them to learn. So it's just a matter of being consistent and staying. Most of the time, it's the people who stay close to me, because I can't chase everybody, and I don't force anybody to sit under me, and I'm not holding you down to make you. I'm not gonna force this lesson down your throat. I'm gonna just continue to be where I need to be, where our paths will cross. And if you come back this way, I'm gonna be who you think I am, or who you remember me to be, so that we can continue to go. And a lot of times, I'm not thinking about a particular person. I'm just going through the process, and we continue to cross paths, and those lessons stick, and they come back. Actually, they don't always come back, but they leave you, and they take some of the stuff that you've taught them, and it just comes back. So it's keep going. Don't. My philosophy on mentorship is the mentee makes the choice. If you don't want me to be your mentor, stop coming around me. Yeah. And I can't make you come around me.
I wish people would like for example, I wish people listen to more podcasts and more shows like this because like nowadays everybody got this wave of like, oh, I'll be your mentor. I need a mentee, and just to be cool, just to be like, but nobody like putting in the work because one, you don't know how to mentor, because you gotta learn to mentor. You can't just mentor. Like I can't just lead. I gotta learn to lead. I gotta like be able to put those traits together and make those things happen. And a lot of people they just don't know how to do it. So here you are, got a group of 5 people walking around like, that's my mentor. Haha, that's my mentor. And all you can do is buy them lunch. And it's like, what else? Are you like, you feeding me physically, but are you gonna feed me mentally? You know?
And that's Rock's version. That's what he's like, man. That's not mentorship. I'm not down with that. And I'm not getting with the kids and taking them to and that makes sense. And I agree with that 100%. But that to me isn't mentorship. Yeah. I mean the definition is a relationship of a person with greater knowledge sowing into a person with lesser knowledge. But you have to choose that person, because it's like at work. This is my first year in the building, so I have a mentor. First, my mentor sat down and said, "You've been teaching longer than I have." I said, "Yeah." Yeah. But I'm your mentor. Yeah. I said, okay. She's like, I really don't know.
I mean, but that's, you can learn. You don't know going to that school.
And that's exactly what she said. She said, all I can teach you is how we do things here. Yeah. And I said, cool. That's what I need. I mean, if I have a question about teaching or a particular student, I'll come to you and talk to you about it. But the fact that you have somebody you can go to, that matters. I mean, a lot of places assign you a mentor. You go places and you get assigned a mentor. But that's part of the people development process at places, because they want to take care of their people. Yeah. They want to make sure they don't want their people to be frustrated and isolated. Yeah. So you have somebody to talk to. But the challenge with that is you get people that you don't necessarily like or you don't have anything in common with, and it's hard to have a conversation.
Because when you said that, I first think you're like, well, you get leaders that you don't necessarily like or bosses that you don't necessarily like, but. Like you said, mentorship is a relationship. So if I don't like you, I'm not gonna come to you. Like,
right. So I used to tell my soldiers, I can't be your only mentor. Yeah. If we can have a conversation, I got you. I have no problem mentoring you. But if I'm your only mentor, you have an issue, because I have to tell you when you're wrong. I have to be the one to crush you. I have, because when it comes down, because when you step out of line, my boss is going to tell me, go take care of your soldier. And if we're all buddy and happy go lucky, and mentorship doesn't have to be happy. If I'm not in the role of supervisor, I kind of lose a little bit of my results, because there's only a certain amount of pressure that you allow me to put on you. Yeah. Because if it gets too much, you can walk away. But if you're one of my subordinates and I write your performance appraisal, or I rate you for this, that, and other, there's only so far you can go. Because if you get too far, it's going to affect you. In your bottom line, it's going to start hitting your pocket. So the mentor relationship, for me, is crucial, that you have a solid relationship, and it doesn't always have to be. It doesn't have to be as close as we are, and as close as we have become over the years. It can be just a matter of someone I can talk to. I can call up and say, "Hey, can I, get 15 minutes on your calendar?" And we had that 15 minutes, and then you go on, and it's 3-4 months before I see you again, and then the relationship comes back as when I see you. Say, "Hey, how did that thing work out?" We talked about a few months back, and then that interaction is like, okay, he is paying attention to what I'm talking about. So the relationship grows.
I like you said that though, both of those things, because I think for me, definitely being young, I have multiple mentors for different reasons.
And you should.
I have some things that I wouldn't talk to you about, and things that I wouldn't talk to my other mentor about. I would come to you just because I know our relationships and like if I needed relationship advice or I want to complain to you, i.e. a couple of weeks ago, about some girl problems, I'm going to come to you, or I'm going to go to one of my other male mentors. However, I wouldn't go to my female mentor about things like that, especially if it's not like something like serious. Yeah. So, and then I also have mentors that I don't talk to for months, you know, and
they serve a particular purpose.
It took me a long time to realize, like, just because we don't talk to each other for months don't mean that we not, like, they don't care about me or they ain't close, because I know even if I call them, they're gonna answer, you know. I think that's a big thing with young people though, that thinking we gotta be in contact all the time. Like, I always gotta be able to talk to you. I gotta hear from you every day. Like, some of my mentees, don't call me every week, because I know every week you come in with your problems. I got my own life, you know. Sometimes I need my own time to like go down. So all right, look, take a week, call me in a week, try to figure it out. Here's your advice. Figure it out. Take a week and you try to do it on your own for a second, and then come back, and then we'll go from there. And I think that works best for me. I know sometimes.
But that's a teachable moment though. That's a conversation that needs to be had, because now you're forcing them to stand. Because if every time you have a problem you call me, like, you're never gonna solve your problem. You're just gonna call me.
At this point, you might as well live my life for me.
Right. So it's like, come on, man.
Which I try to keep in mind for sure. But yeah, I think my mindset behind it, if I don't have nowhere else to go, I'm calling you. Like,
I mean,
you know,
and that, but that's important. I'm not saying don't call me, and yet you didn't say don't call me.
Not like don't
you
call
said call me in a week after you figured go try to solve your problem, then call me back. Don't just call me because you have a problem. Call me after your 2 or 3 solutions. Mm-hmm. Did you use your resources before you called me to use mine?
Did you do this? Did you try this? Yeah, because like I said, a lot of young people think that you got to talk to somebody to have a good relationship every week. And I don't think you have to. Like, we'll go 2 or 3 weeks without talking. Yeah. Maybe not 3, but we'll go a good 2 or 3 weeks.
It's definitely not every day. But
I can talk to you every day. But yeah, you know.
I mean, it's one thing when somebody tells you kind of long-winded.
Yeah.
Like, should my feelings be hurt?
Took that personally?
I mean, I did. I heard it and I thought about it and said, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. But it's just the conversations we had. Because you gotta remember, back in the day, I used to sit you down and make you listen because you were always angry.
I was not angry. I was just always moving. I had a lot. I was not angry.
No, okay. So it was okay. Angry may be a bad word. You were always, there was always something. So there were times when you had to slow down.
Life is life in me right now. I like to say that life is life in me right now.
But man,
it's been doing it for a few years.
Would you rather? What's the alternative?
I don't know. Like I just said to you, I ain't signed up for this. I ain't tell. If I can go back in time as like and break that whole little connection up to my mom and dad, like, hold on, y'all. Wait. Let's think about this.
You know what? That's
this.
Funny you said it, because like, man, what would life be like if? But you wouldn't be here.
I know.
You wouldn't be here.
I think I'm going through what all millennials are going through right now. That odd point, because like we talked about this too. I'm old, but I'm young. Right?
Yeah.
So I'm in that weird space.
I agree 100%.
Yeah, and me and
I understand that.
Few of my friends, we were just arguing. Like, they like, man, it's time to settle down. You know, get a wife and start to like invest in 401ks, and let's just stay at home, have a family dinner for New Year's Eve. I'm like, dude, are we fast forwarding our life 10 years? Like, what's going on? Like, I'm cool with we don't have to go crazy and get lit every single weekend, but I think it's time for us to start traveling, start meeting new people, like, and it doesn't have to be romantically, but it could be new people to start building where we want to go as far as our careers and our networking circle. And this, I probably was going to call you later on to ask you about this. And like, and that's the spot I'm in. Is like, it makes time. Is it time for me to sit down and like find a wife? You know, that's a reach, but or is it time for me to like, you know, try? I didn't really like. All right, yeah. So is it time for me to like travel, you know, and kind of enjoy myself, enjoy life for a second, you know, just getting done with college, and then you do have that fear of like, okay, time is kind of going by fast. So like, what do you do? Like, I don't know. That was just weird to me.
Well, my advice is, one, start putting into the 401k.
Yeah, I got that 401k going.
Actually, double up.
Double. I need that extra money on the weekend.
So for what?
To double.
If you spend it on the weekend, you can't travel. So I'm all for that. I'm not one to rush anybody into marriage, because marriage is a challenge. It's hard. Mm-hmm. You know, my wife is a very patient person. Very patient person. So, and I am too. But it's not something you just run into because you hit a magic number.
Yeah.
25 is what 25 do. 25.
Don't give me this
25
is young and all this stuff.
Listen, 25.
You still wet behind the ears. I don't need
I'm not. You're not wet behind it. Your ears are formed. Your head is sealed. You're not a baby, but you got so many. Okay, so 25. If you start a job right now at 25, you got to work till you're 55 before you can retire. You got to do at least 30 years. So there's no. And then at 55, 55 people. The lifespan. The average lifespan is now pushing 77, 78 years old. Then, I mean, I'm blessed with longevity in my family. I hope to get to be 90 something. You know what I mean? So at 25, put it this way. You got $1 on the table, right? $1 is 100 pennies. You got a quarter. You 75 cents short.
Listen, I would be good with like 10 more years, and then God can.
Then take your time. Do what you gonna do. Go travel. Go to wherever the spots are that everybody's going to get their groove on. Go do your thing.
It's
Save your money. Go ball out.
But that's what I'm also thinking. Like at this, like I don't think I enjoy going out like that. I just think it's more to the world to see.
Then go.
And that's what I think that.
Go to Vegas for New Year's. Go to New York for New Year's. Go see the ball drop.
Yeah. That's what I think 25-year-olds should be doing instead of like. So the conversation started like, what we gonna do for New Year's Eve? Everybody's like, let's just have a dinner and just have wine and invite a few friends. I'm like, wine and a dinner? Like, should I get a turtleneck? Like, what's going on? Like, how old are we here? Do y'all want to light the fireplace? Like,
go to Vegas. Go to another country.
That's what I really want to do.
Go to another country.
I want to go to London.
Go. Because New Year's is going to come 5 hours.
Take your time, you got it.
It's going to come 5 hours early. It's going to be a different experience.
Yeah.
You're going to be like, oh, man, the ball is dropping. You're going to call your mother, Mom, Happy New Year. Boy, it's 7 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm still trying to, get my wine and my turtleneck so we can. So go do it. Yeah. At this point, man, you've earned the right to do whatever it is you want to do with your life. I mean, if you want to go out there and make stupid mistakes, I don't recommend it. But you've earned the right to do, what it is that you want to do. So,
I mean, I bring that up not just for me, but I know a lot of people at 25 and like just not even 25, just graduating college, and like everybody's like, I'm supposed to have everything figured out, but really,
nah, man, nobody. Exactly, listen,
from talking to you, it's like you don't. It's okay if you don't got everything figured out.
I didn't. My dream job did not come to me until I was 30 years old. My 30th birthday, I was in the woods. I was on bivouac in OCS. My 30th birthday, we got food out of a mermite. They delivered it out to the woods. We had to take it off. I was even on duty platoon, so I had to put the food back. So we were getting all the food off the truck, and we took this rolly cart out. And we knew it was in a rolly cart, but it was on it, so we took it out anyway. Yeah. In OCS, in the mid phase, it's like anything before a senior phase, you can't have sweets. Yeah. Like no luxuries. You got to work. So
happy for ROTC. So thankful for ROTC.
Believe me. When I was in OCS, I looked at ROTCs like y'all doing the right thing. When I was teaching ROTC, I said, man, I'm glad I'm glad I'm not sitting down listening to me. Yeah. Because man, OCS was the way to go. But I was a little bit older when I went in, so it was a different mindset. But we took this thing off. It was spice cake with vanilla icing. We opened it up. It was 3 of them. He was like, oh, snap. We ain't supposed to have cake. So we went over to the company commander. Hey, sir, we took all the food off, and we grabbed this container, and there's cake in it. They're going to come back. They're not going to come back until all the food is gone. Can we eat the cake? And, sir, it's my birthday. Of course, I don't give a damn about your birthday. We got the cake. Being duty platoon, I had to serve everybody, so I had to eat last. So I'm walking around trying to find a place to eat in the woods. I go sit in this log. I got my juice in one hand, my plate of food, and my cake right on the side. I'm trying to get comfortable on this log. My cake falls. Icing down in the dirt.
You ate it?
You damn right I ate it. 30 years old, funny. Living my dream. And later on, 45, 44, when I retired last year, 44. I mean, I've had my dream job 5 times, but it all came after that magic number.
Yeah.
Because it was just a matter of going and continue to do what you got to do. Don't put a number on it. Just live and enjoy what you're doing.
I think that's right. It's hard to accept and it's hard to do because, like I said, just talking to people and talking to people my age, it's like we have this thing of like we want it now. Like I want it now. Like I should be here now. You know, like that comparison to other people who have what you want. And it's like, man, I should be there. Like, you know, this should be where I'm at. And I need to strive to get there and I need to push to get there. But that patience thing is a big thing that I guess I'm still growing with as far as, like, it's okay to not have it all figured out.
Oh, yeah. There's times, there's people I look at, like celebrities. Like, Jimmy Fallon is the same age as me. Mm-hmm. Sanaa Lathan's like a year older than me. Mm-hmm. Jadakiss, the rapper. I mean, just look.
What you
like
look at Jadakiss for? Please tell me. Please. Maybe it's an older thing.
I like his. I just look at people like Diddy. I compare everything to Diddy. Like
why?
Because I don't know. I was trying to figure it out. What is it about Diddy that's like Jay-Z has more money than
way
Diddy?
More.
So why am I not looking?
In a more successful music career.
Diddy's horrible on the mic.
Yeah, but
he has Grams anyway.
Yeah,
he's a great business. But I look at people my age, in my age group. You know, going back, it's like, yo, well, what did I do wrong? Mm-hmm. Or look at athletes and like, you know, looking at I don't know. I'm trying to think of somebody that's like my age that's retired. I mean, they're just making millions to play a game.
Yeah,
I'm like, yo, I should have tried harder in school.
Yeah,
I should have. I should
have shot 1,000 jump shots.
You know what I'm saying? I should have,
Yeah.
But I look back. I also look at me being an ROTC in high school. I went pro right out of high school, and now I'm at a point. I don't have Diddy money.
Yeah.
But I don't worry about money.
I was thinking about this because Esau is overseas right now, and he is doing his thing, right? And
he is.
And I always looked up to him. I always thought, like, dang, here he is. He always like calm, like no matter what. He got charisma, and then. I'm like, man, I should be overseas, like making money, chilling, having fun, buying nice things. And then I thought about it, like I'm sitting in the classroom, and I'm like, my impact is bigger though, like you know. And not to say that they're not impacting anybody, but for the most part, my impact is the next generation, like these next kids, and that's why like as you're saying, I'm like, yeah, that's cool, but if you was doing all that, I don't think I would be right here, at least in a lot of aspects, as far as like. Definitely ROTC or definitely the Army. So, like, that impact is bigger, you know?
Right.
So that kind of makes up for that gap.
If I would have gotten everything that I wanted, I wouldn't have everything I need.
That's true.
You know, I wanted to be a fighter pilot. Mm-hmm. I would have never stayed married had I been a fighter pilot. So I would have never been home. Yeah. I would have always been somewhere. And then thinking about it, if I was a fighter pilot, I could be dead right now.
I'm going to say that's steep. Why would you want to do that?
That's because I'm
straight. Put me in the office.
I wanted to be. I was convinced that if you're gonna be an officer in the Air Force, you got to be a pilot. Everything else is boring. I was like, yeah, you're right. But it was just a matter of if I was a pilot, I wouldn't be in the position. I wouldn't be where I am now. I'd be flying somewhere, and I wouldn't be able to go and travel around the country and talk to young people.
Be doing your purpose.
Yeah. So. Just because you want it doesn't mean you have to have it. Yeah. The little boy in the store earlier today was like, he was talking to his daddy. He said, "Oh, Daddy, look at this candy." He said, "Yeah, it look good, don't it? But you ain't getting it."
It's such a dad thing, dude.
But it's just because you want it.
Yeah, doesn't mean
you need it.
Yeah.
And doesn't mean you should have it. Yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. Yeah. So
I get that.
I mean, and there's enough time for you to go try something, not like it, and then go back and try. Yeah. Whatever the choice was, you chose A. You don't like A, go back and do B. Yeah. And that for me is how my career worked out. Yeah. And I had one of my good friends told me, he's like, "Look, man, this military thing is gonna run out. You can teach forever. Yeah. So you need to focus on trying to get what you want, from the military." And then go back and teach.
Teaching forever?
You can teach. I'm not saying.
About that.
But in the classroom, for me, I say before anything else, I'm a teacher.
Yeah.
I don't need a
So are you
blackboard in
saying
the classroom.
teaching in the class? Okay, there you go. Teaching
See,
in
for me,
classroom or,
I
in life.
my next goal, my next level is to be on the road, to do things like Eric Thomas and you know, Tony Robbins and Les Brown, all that kind of stuff. I'm just trying to hone that skill.
Sure.
And it takes time. But I mean, I get to kids, like you said, the next generation. Man, I've been around kids since I was 19 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So my first group of mentees are my age, and it's like, yo, you came back and showed us how to. Because when I joined the Air Force, I went back to DC and was in the Air Force Honor Guard. So I decided I was gonna go start this mentor program at my high school so that we could teach the color guard how to do their thing, and I did that. And juniors and seniors in high school, I'm 19 years old.
Yeah, and
but
now
they're growing up and doing their thing, but I was still their mentor. So in that aspect, so it's a matter of just going out and doing what you have to do. Try things. You're not gonna succeed at everything.
Yeah.
But you know, as long as you don't quit, you're gonna win.
True.
I mean, that's just keep going. It's like try it.
Yeah.
Give it a shot. Try it. Put the turtleneck on and see what New Year's Eve looks like.
Straight, man.
Okay.
I can't waste the New Year's Eve.
Go to London.
New Year's Eve last year.
Go to London. If you can't get to London, go to Vegas and stand in front of.
I gotta take advantage of it all the time I got. I just have to.
If you didn't say anything else today,
I don't want to sleep. I don't want to sleep on time, and then not like not getting no rest, but I just don't want to sleep on the time right now because I know it's gonna be a time where I can't move how I want to move. You know, like I can't just get up and up because I do want a family. I do want to have a political career in some aspect, and I know I just can't be out and everybody camera phones is you know, I can't do that now, but you know, like, so I try to take advantage of the time now for sure. I really think like having this conversation, I think different even as we talking. I'm like, dang, that's a good point. I ain't think about it like that.
I mean, that's what family is for. Yeah. You know, that's the 5 of rocks that I talk about.
Oh, you done use the F word. I'm at your house for New Year's. It's over.
You're gonna be by yourself. But I mean, like my family, we travel for Christmas, so we do what you want. Don't worry about what people got to say, because whether you do what they want or do what you want, they gonna talk bad about you anyway. Somebody, well, maybe not them, but somebody will. No matter how good you are as a person, somebody else is making you the villain in their story. So you go out and do what you got to do, and my thing is, as long as you help other people, I say my thing. I'm stealing it from Zig Ziglar. So many other people have said it, but you can have anything you want in life as long as you help other people get what they want. So you just keep that in mind and keep serving people and growing the businesses, growing the creating opportunities, making people dance, making people happy, making people feel good, bringing improvement and joy. It's good to go. We don't know how much time we have, but you have enough time in the grand scheme to go try some things that you may not like, but tried it. Yeah. You may think, oh, I ain't gonna like that, but it's like, man, it's the greatest thing since sliced bread.
For sure.
So, don't get caught in your head. Live out loud. Live out loud.
Live out loud.
Live out loud.
You gotta put that on a hoodie. Put it on the shirt. That's our nation tag. If we say something sweet, put it on the shirt.
All right, bet.
Like everything that's on our shirts, probably somebody said it in the group chat.
All right.
Put it on the shirt.
So we're gonna put this iron supplement on the shirt. We're gonna figure out a good one, and this iron supplement as we close out this episode of DR 20 something.
Oh, can I do one thing real fast?
Sure, go ahead.
So we are doing we call it the warm up. We're doing a sock, glove, hat, and scarf drive for the less fortunate in the city. It's getting cold. The snow hitting already. It's only the first week of November. So if you have anything you want to donate, go ahead. You can follow me on Instagram at DAIVONREEDR. And yeah, just get in touch with me. I'll come pick it up. You can drop it off. Anything. We just trying to make sure these people that's less fortunate out here, keep them warm during the winter. Winters get cold in the D. So yeah.
All right, with that, there's no use in giving the iron supplement. As iron sharpens iron, so does one man sharpen another. Go out and bring some coats for the kids. Let's keep them warm. Let's do our part to bring joy and improve the situation. One thing I want to make note of is as we go on live, I know sometimes everybody can't get to the radio in time. You know, the website and the app is all not always available. So you can check us out. You can get all of today's and all previous episodes of DR 2020 on the Manifest One Empowerment Media Network. And you can find us anywhere you find your podcast. On SoundCloud, we're on Stitcher, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Overcast. We out
Everything.
there. We out there. We out there.
This podcast, that podcast.
Yeah, check us out. Let us know what you think. Reach out to me, Damien L. Butler, Damien Butler, and the Manifest One. Don't forget to hit us up on DR 2020. Let us know what you think. We appreciate y'all spending this evening with us. Stay safe out there. Stay warm. It's getting dark early. Y'all take care. Oh, thanks for my man stopping by. This was an enlightening situation. All right. Take care.
Yeah. Young Sean. Young and famous. Free my nigga.